Hey guys, it's Section of Violence here. We got another one for you. UFC 328, Chimaev versus Strickland. Should be a good one. Let's get right into it. We got the UFC Perth recap. Really early card. Was really low on sleep, but we still profited pretty good. Lost a few spots, but majority made most of it back. So I'm pretty happy with the card. Um, let's see the main bets that I gave out. Yeah, Tafa. Los Morales. Johnson KO. Lost that one. Went small though. Cody Steele. That was probably my biggest spot of the card. I went a little heavy on that spot. Yeah. Let's get into it though. We got UFC Perth. Pretty good card. I would say. Say like a. Let me see here. Like a 7 out of 10, probably. I would say. But let's get into it. Cody Steele versus Damar Fan. Didn't really get to see much of this fight from what I'm hearing because I don't know, my alarm clock went off like 10 minutes after the fight, 15 minutes after, and by the time I got to it, the fight was over. But yeah, Cody Steele got the win. Good win for Cody. I thought he was going to win. I just thought the grappling advantage was going to be there. I didn't think it was going to be that quick, but Cody got the submission win. I think that's his first submission win in his career. Let me look quick. In MMA, debuted in MMA in 2022, and it's his it's just gonna be his second. One was RNC. So yeah, he's been mostly getting knockouts, but it was good to see him get a submission, show people that he's not just a big power puncher. He's actually got legit jiu-jitsu. So good win for Cody Steele. Moving on, Demar, Jonathan McCall versus Themba Garimbo. I know a lot of people are saying, "Oh, Themba should have won." I just feel like it was 1-1 going into the third, and Themba just did more. Arguably, that could have been 2-0 Themba, I guess, but I didn't see it that way. I thought it was 2-1 McAuliffe, just because he ended on top in the first round. But yeah, I think McAuliffe and Themba's fight was actually pretty bad. A lot of cage pushing. Um, they're both pretty average, if you ask me. McAuliffe's jiu-jitsu, I thought was going to be better than that. I thought he was going to get a sub for sure, but Themba did well with fighting off the submission attempts. Never even let him get started. Yeah, good win for McAuliffe, I guess. Kind of weird split decision, but I'm not surprised. First one was kind of close, so it is what it is. Moving on. Wes Schultz versus Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson's horrible. This I don't like to go on rants usually, but Ben Johnson, man, like you're literally beating this guy on the feet to start the fight, and you keep engaging with the grappling when he's pulling guard. Why are you doing that? It's just tiring you out. You've been off for 2 years. You don't have much of a high level experience. This is Wes Schultz's 12th fight. He's fought at the highest level already. Like he's gonna be more comfortable in there than you are. And I thought you came in good shape. I thought maybe he'd have a good performance. Ben Johnson looked horrible. He kept engaging in the grappling, and what do you know? He paid for it in the third round with a guillotine after hundreds of attempts that he escaped. Ben Johnson is definitely just there for the pay, not the paycheck, but the experience to say I got in the UFC. He is not that good, or sorry, he is not good at all, and very very disappointed with his performance. Wes Schultz is awful, so when you're looking like that against Wes Schultz, you really have no future in the sport. So yeah, just whatever, get your whatever your. I'm not even saying it's not even the fame that these guys do it for. It's just to say that they're in the UFC. So I understand it, but yeah, that guy just is not good. But yeah, win for Wes Schultz. Congrats, I guess. He's horrible too. Moving on, Colby Thickness versus Vince Morales. Colby Thickness, he had a good start. I feel like he landed the better shots in round one, and then round two, he just almost submitted. I think it was two. He almost submitted Vince with armbar triangles. I don't know how Vince survived that. Honestly, that was really impressive. Vince nearly killed him in the third round. Almost got him out of there, but Colby had good survival instincts, and Vince isn't really like. I think he's a finisher, decent finisher, but like if you look at his record, it's like I mean he finished some people in Ryzen or someone in Ryzen. Matoya, or he beat Yuki Matoya. That's a pretty good win, honestly. He beat Luis Guerrero by submission. He submitted Azur, but he just can't get a grip in the UFC. I think he's on like a 3 fight losing streak, 4 fight losing streak since he got back to the UFC. So he hasn't won a fight since summer of 2 years ago. So they're likely going to cut him. They haven't gave him easy fights. I'd say this was the most stylistically best matchup for him, and he still screwed it up. So they're probably going to cut Vince. It is what it is. Yeah, I thought Vince would win. He didn't. It is what it is. Moving on. Um, yeah, Gerald Meerschaert versus Jacob Malkoun. Sorry, guys. I'm going to have to turn this down. Yeah. Jacob Malkoun. I said the odds were wide. I said these odds are insane. GM3 for those odds, I'll take that again. Give me those odds again in this fight. I will take that again. Malkoun did okay. Don't get me wrong. I thought he could have won that fight 100%, but I thought it was GM3 1-3. I thought he did. He obviously won round one. Round three was debatable because he was getting pieced up, but at the end of the day, he ended up on top in a good position, and he just did more. Like he kept trying to work. So it's like I don't know. The close round, I will say three was close. So I'm not saying robbery, but I will say I thought GM3 won that. And at those odds, I did feel kind of robbed because man, that would have been a sick cash. But yeah, Malkoun gets to win. Hometown cooking. It is what it is. I'm not too pissed about it, but it is what it is. GM3 Army will rise another day. Moving on. Let's see how long we got. Yeah, okay, we're almost 6 minutes in. How many more fights do we have? Yeah, we should be done by a decent time. Actually, I don't know. Probably going to be at least 20 minutes. Junior Tafa versus Kevin Christian. Kevin Christian is probably the worst to do it in the UFC. He is horrible. And that's saying a lot after what I just had to witness earlier in the card. Junior Tafa slimes him out round one. I knew he would. Um, but yeah, those ground and pound shots were nasty. Completely put him into a different dimension. Yeah, speaking of cut, I think Christian's going to get cut as well. But yeah, Tafa KO, Tafa money line, cash that, and I put him in a parlay. Um, yeah, it is what it is. Good win for Tafa. Moving on. We're not good win, but win for Tafa. Moving on. Cam Rowson versus Robert Brischick. This was a great performance. People kept saying, "Oh, Rowson's overrated." I think he's pretty good. He showed really good control time on top, really good wrestling. His long limbs, he made it really easy to get behind the butt, lift him, take him down, and he had really good control time on top. He could not get swept. I feel like he's came a long way since fighting Torres Finney. This guy's shown that he is pretty good. Good distance management with his strikes, jab, teep, check left hooks. I feel like he did really well in this fight. Very impressed with Cam Rouse's performance. I parlayed him with somebody. I think it was who was it again? Urseg, I believe it was. Let me check. I think it was either Urseg or it wasn't Tafa. McAuliffe, that's what I did. McAuliffe and Rowson, that's who it was. Just something small, nothing big, but I thought that was a pretty solid play. I wish I would have went bigger, but too many people were talking me off. I don't mind the McAuliffe, because that fight was weird. And moneyline McAuliffe is pretty AIDS, but Rowson I was pretty confident in. I just got talked off of it, so yeah, it is what it is. I played it. If you're saying, oh, I didn't see it, so when I post my parlays, think about it like this: I post my parlay builders. I always usually play the first line for at least a half unit. So yeah, I could have went bigger and made an official play, but at least I played it, so I'm not too upset about it. But man, Rowston Lady looks so easy. Moving on. Tai Tuivasa versus, oh my goodness, versus Louis Sutherland. Like, how are these guys pro fighters? Louis Sutherland, I can understand. He's off the sauce now, so it's obviously harder for him to do the performances he's used to. But those leg kicks are dangerous. Pretty sure he broke Walter Walker's leg with one of his kicks, and his grappling's pretty good. So it's like I feel like I mean it looks good against Tai Tuivasa because I think I would beat Tai Tuivasa, and I don't know, almost 100 pounds lighter than him. So I think Tuivasa's garbage. He had a pretty good rise in the sport. He was, let me see, he's on like a 7 fight losing streak. Yeah. So when he was 14-3 in 2022, and his only losses were Sakai. Yeah, Sakai. No, he beat these guys, and he lost to Spivak, Blagoy, Ivanov, and Junior. I've been watching him for a long time. He's been in the UFC for almost 10 years. That's crazy. But man, oh my goodness. Like, Sirgan, KO. Okay, no biggie. Pavlovich, okay, no busy. No biggie. Volkov, Ezekiel choke. Okay, no biggie. These guys are high level guys. Taira, okay, I guess. And then Jarzinho, that was pretty crazy actually. Jarzinho beat his ass. And then Talos and Sarah. It's just been getting progressively worse and worse, and now we're here, losing to Louis Sutherland. He's gonna lose his job. They pay him a lot of money, and he performs like shit. So, cut tie to Ivasa. He does not care about the sport anymore. He has other things going on in his life. Louis Sutherland calling out Tybura. Tybura should beat him, honestly, but you never know. It's heavyweight. Heavyweight's the Blob show. Speaking of the Blob show, moving on, we have Shamil Gazia versus Brandon Perichik. I think Perichik isn't a blob. I think he's actually a good athlete. The problem with Perichik is he is a little bit. He's not a good nail, and he gets tired. And I feel like if Gaziev had better defense and, kept on the pressure and better cardio, I feel like he could have got Perichik out of there. Because Perichik was tired. And Shamil is putting it on him. And Shamil doesn't move his head. He comes in a straight line. Head snaps back. Like, it blows my mind. This guy has no regard for his own for his own safety, and Perichik just did what he had to do. Um, yeah, I don't know what else to say about that other than Perichik will probably get figured out here soon, but it won't be today. Yeah, yeah, I don't know what to say from that point. From that point on, it's just I don't know. Shamil's he's a fraud, and then Perichik is he's a fade eventually, but not now. Uh, but it was a fun fight at least. Moving on. Marwan Rakiki versus Oli Schmid. I thought Oli Schmid looked good on tape, but again, this is tape in the regional scenes in Australia, so it's like, how good are you really? I don't know. He's only 4-2 when he came to the UFC. Now he's 4-3. So I wouldn't have signed this guy, but they needed a short notice fight for Rahiki, so they built up another name for Rahiki. And although Rahiki's fought pretty good guys lately, this was a step down, a huge step down, and you could see it in the fight. Rahiki was just so much faster, so much better, so much better striking. And Schmidt didn't look bad on tape, so that just shows how good Rahiki is. He called out, what's his name? What's that bum's name? The Tommy McMillan. I think he smokes Tommy McMillan. Honestly, I think he's just much better. But we'll see. Yeah, I think his cardio is good. I just think he's a better fighter. Moving on, Tim Elliott versus Steve Erceg. Steve had a rough start. Tim was timing. He was unorthodox and he couldn't get his reads right away. Tim was getting him down a few times, but then once Erceg, settled in the second and third, it was just like he was in the Matrix. He absolutely schooled Tim Elliott. That was awesome to watch. I had Erceg a little bit, but nothing too crazy. I thought Erceg was just gonna, you know, he's gonna do some work, and I don't know. I think Erceg's a pretty skilled fighter. You just, he's had a rough go this past little bit, and it is what it is, right? So, or no, no, sorry, it was McAuliffe and Steele I had parlayed, and then I had Rouston and yeah, okay, and Urseg. Yeah, that was it. But yeah, Urseg got the win. Happy about that. Another half unit, small play. I wasn't that confident here, but I decided to add. I rolled over my half unit play. But yeah, Tim Elliott, he's just a veteran, and you can't say, "Oh, what a bum, what a terrible performance." He's just, he loses to the high level guys, and sometimes he almost beats the high level guys. People forget that he almost beat Muhammad Makayev, So you know what it is. He almost beat Demetrius Johnson. Like, this guy's an ultra vet, so I would not, shit on Tim Elliott here. He's a very, very serviceable veteran that can, upset some good guys. But Urseg was on his game tonight or last weekend, so today's Tuesday. So sorry I got to get the video out so late for you guys now, but honestly, I've just been busy, so I just trying to make sure I get it to you and trying to get it at a reasonable time. Also, last week I wasn't sure with a few spots, so I had to do some more tape, and there's some additions. I had to retape some stuff, so it is what it is. Glad I got the video out at least for you guys. I did really well on predictions last week, so hopefully you guys tailed. Yeah, Usyk got the win. But yeah, moving on. Salkill versus Dariush. It's just sad, man. Dariush is done. Not much left to say other than that. He can't take damage anymore. And Salkill, he tried to wrestle Salkill. He's got his grappling, I guess, but he just couldn't keep Salkill down or get him down. Really, he just didn't do anything. And I don't think Benny's old. I just think he's fighting like he's 45 years old. 36. I guess it's not a spring chicken, but he's not exactly like past, like he's past his prime, but like in a different way, right? There's 36-year-olds that are still killing it. He's just not one of them. So unfortunately for Benny, he's just not going to be fighting at the highest level anymore. Um, do remember those days of him fighting Gamrot? That was a great fight, and man, this guy's one of the greatest grapplers in the lightweight division that we've seen, and it's a shame, but it is what it is. Salkill gets the win, slimes him out in the first round. It is what it is. Moving on. The main event: Carlos Prates versus Jack Della Maddalena. I think Jack's just was just out weaponed. He didn't have anything but his boxing, and he landed a few really good shots on Prates, but Prates ate it. I feel like that discouraged Jack because Jack's known for his pop, his power when he actually digs in, and I don't know. I feel like he couldn't get his volume out, so he couldn't find those kill shots, and I just feel like Prates was just too good. He had too many weapons: his elbows, his knees, his calf kicks. Calf kicks debilitated Jack, and had him like groaning like and Prates just, I don't know, he's a sick sadistic fighter, and I can relate. I really like the way he fights. I've modeled a lot of my game after fighters like him, and I love Prates, man. I love Jack too, so it was really hard to watch, but man, Jack's Prates is probably going to be next for the title after whoever fights Islam in July, or sorry, August. So yeah, I gotta go. I gotta, say that was a great fight to watch. I knew it would deliver. I just didn't think it would be that dominant for Prates. I had a suspicion it could be. That's why I picked him, but wasn't sure. This was a fight I wish I did bet on, honestly. But it is what it is. Hindsight's 2020. Alrighty, guys. I think I did like 5 units on the card. Some live spots, some decent pre-flop props as well. Cody's steel submission was probably the highlight of the card. Plus 750. That was nice. My boy Tim Troiano hit a really good what was it called? Cycle parlays or something. He had, it was really nice. Plus over 5,000. So that was cool. Yeah, it was a good card, man. I'm just happy with the way the card went, and yeah. Moving on. Oh yeah, fight of the night. If I had to pick, that's actually tricky. I would probably say Thickness versus Morales was pretty good, man. I'm not gonna lie. I would probably say that. Yeah, I'd probably say that, or Shamil Gaziev maybe, but I don't know. I'll probably go Thickness Morales. Yeah, and then um, prospect of the card, I would have to say prospect of the card. Um, I would have to say Rahiki. Rahiki's just next level, man. I love Rahiki. Um, yeah, man. I really like Rahiki, and I think he's gonna do well in this sport. But yeah, I think that's it for that. Moving on, we got the UFC 328. Um, yeah, really impressed with the card. I'm really excited for it. Yeah, I'm pumped. It's gonna be a good one. I'm gonna go. Let's start off with the bottom. Let's get this done and over with. We got Clayton Carpenter versus Jose Ochoa. I just think Ochoa is just. I just think he's next level. I know he's only 8-2. They're both only 8-2, but I think he showed me more in his fights. I feel like he's fought pretty good guys. He beat Cody Durden, which is kind of like in my opinion, a better version of Clayton Carpenter. Carpenter's got some good grappling, but man, he looks so bad in his fight against Filo, and I just don't think Filo. I don't think Filo's very good anymore. I thought he was better than he was, but I guess not. And yeah, Jose Ochoa he's just. I think he's dangerous everywhere, and that's the real thing that I think with him is he gave Lonair a really tough fight, and I think Asu he is a better wrestler than Clayton, so he had good control. But even then, he was making Asu work. He was landing some good shots. And I just think Ochoa is probably gonna do the same thing to Carpenter. I just think Carpenter is just pretty basic, if you ask me. His striking's pretty bad. He's so hittable. He got submitted by Filo off his back, I think. I don't remember. I can't remember the sequence, but he's been out grappled before by Tagir, Filo. He submitted Lucas Roca. And that's probably his best win is Lucas. So it's like I can't even sit here and say the guy's really good. I don't know. This is probably like if he beats Ochoa, his best win. So I got to go with Ochoa here. I just think Ochoa is going to be more dynamic. He's going to have much better striking. He's definitely you won't be able to like. I feel like you could control him, so that's the way I think Carpenter could win is just controlling the fight. But I don't know if his wrestling is good enough. Like Asu had good wrestling, but I think Ochoa is just going to be able to pick Clayton apart. And yeah, I got to go with Ochoa here. I just think Ochoa is like a really good fighter, and I just don't rate Clayton that highly. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Ochoa here by. I'm gonna go Ochoa. This is tricky. Maybe finish, I would say. Ochoa finish. I don't know, though. It could go to decision, but I'm going to go Ochoa finish as my read for this one. Uh, let's see how far we're along. Okay, not that bad. So moving on. Bisinger Susakaya versus Dihoriden. I can't even say his first name. Santos. I gotta go Susakayev here. Santos is a scrapper, so he's gonna make it difficult for Susakayev, and he can definitely hurt Susakayev and potentially get him out of there. But man, Susakayev is just dangerous. He TKO'd Eric McConical after arguably losing the fight. So he got him in the third round. He was arguably down on the scorecard. I just feel like Susakayev is just really, really talented, but his defense and his process isn't that great. And yeah, I don't know, man. It's definitely a tricky one, just because I do think that Diorden is going to get in his face and make it ugly. But I also feel like he could walk into something, and I know Diorden has never been finished. But who are you not getting finished by? And I feel like if you get caught by Susukaya, though, he'll probably put you down. He also showed he can go to the body, so he could potentially get him out of there with a body shot. Um, who else? What else can this guy do? He could probably out grapple him. I know he beat Will Curry, and he's done pretty good in the UFC. But like man, like I don't like losing to Ozzy Diaz is a terrible look, and I just think Susurkayev's a lot better than Ozzy Diaz. I know Barlow he beat, but he's a fraud in my opinion. Barlow's a big fraud, so I gotta go with Susurkayev here. I just think Susurkayev's gonna have more tools in his toolbox, and I feel like he could get him out of there on the ground or on the feet. So yeah, I'm gonna go Susurkayev here by finish. I feel like this is gonna be a finish heavy card, and yeah, I gotta go Susurkayev here, and yeah, definitely could see a world where Dehorden somehow finds a TKO or catches Bison Gur, but I just think Bison Gur is next level, and although he is flawed and he is a tad fraudulent, I don't know. I feel like when fighters start in the UFC, like remember Ian Gary, he almost lost to what was his name? Williams, something Williams. I can't remember his name, but he almost lost to him, and that guy's not good. He got cut from the UFC. So I don't know, man. I think Susirkayev is definitely has some weak areas, but I feel like he'll keep growing as he fights in the UFC. So I got Susirkayev here, pretty confident. Moving on, Pat Sabatini versus William Gomes. This one I'm torn on because I do think Sabatini could probably win this fight. Let me see who I have as my official read. Let me see here. I think the thing with this fight is, let me see. Yeah, I think it's a pass. Honestly, I think Gomez could probably win. I think he should win on the feet. You saw Pat in the third round versus Shepe. You got absolutely butchered on the feet, and you got out damaged. But the when Sabatini gets to his positions, he just knows how to ride out those positions. He gets to the back. He knows how to stay on the back. He knows how to scramble. He knows how to. His cage grappling is really good. So it's like I don't know, man. I think Gomez at the gym he's training at now should be able to make it close. Therefore, I'm probably gonna pass this fight, but I do think Gomez could easily win this fight. So for my pick, I'm gonna go William Gomez. It's a controversial pick. I know Sabatini's wrestling and grappling is legit. We've seen Gomez many of times look very frail in the grappling. Like for example, versus Hyder Mill versus Joe Anderson Brito versus Francis Marshall, round 3. I just feel like he hasn't looked that good in the grappling, but then he has performances where he just defends a takedown and he does pretty well. So it's like I don't know, man. This guy's a wild card for this fight. I'm going to lean him ever so slightly, but it is a 50-50 fight. It's grappler versus striker. And I could see this getting to be very close, and I could see either one of them finishing the other. So I'm just going to stay away from this fight. No interest betting it. And I don't know. I just think Sabatini is. I think he's just. I don't like his durability, and I don't think his actual process, other than his grappling, is all that good. So I don't know though. I think Sabatini could definitely win this once he gets to the ground. I feel like he can definitely submit William Gomes, but I don't know. We'll see. Moving on, Marco Tulio versus Roman Kopylov. I gotta go with Kopylov here as the dog. I just feel like Tulio is coming off a bad face injury, and after seeing his significant other get beat by Jocelyn Edwards. I don't know where his confidence is at, especially after getting TKO'd that badly by Leroy Duncan. He TKO'd Gore, Paterio. I think the guy's pretty dangerous if you ask me. But it's like the thing with him is he can be touched. He can be very hittable, and I don't like how he's coming off a bad face injury. And I don't know. I don't know. I think he could grapple as well in this fight, but I don't know. I think Kopylov's takedown defense has improved, so I feel like this could be a very close fight. And if you're giving me a close fight at like near 2-1 odds, I feel like you should take the dog here. I think Kopylov at dog odds is pretty fair. I feel like he's not the one coming off a bad face injury, and I do think he does get tired, which is a concern. But I don't know. I feel like Kopylov's striking is pretty good, and he's only lost to Costa and Rodriguez, right? So he TKO'd Chris Curtis, beat Cesar Almeida, which he had to grapple for that one. That was pretty interesting. He lost to Anthony Hernandez, which is a really good grappler. He TKO'd Josh Fremd, Ribeiro, Puna. So it's like this guy's pretty dangerous, man. So I wouldn't sleep on this guy. I'm gonna let me see what I have here. I'm gonna lean Kopylov here at plus money. I feel like it's a fair pick, and I know a lot of other people are like him, so yeah, we'll see how that prediction plays out. I'm not too sure exactly, just because we don't know how Julio's gonna look on his bounce back spot. But yeah, I'm willing to find out. We'll see. Moving on, Jim Miller versus Jared Gordon. I gotta go with Jared Gordon. This guy almost beats Rafa Garcia on one leg after getting hit by a car, and obviously I wouldn't have bet him in that fight if I knew this, but I didn't know this, and the guy got finished in the third round. Jim Miller is, they're both old, so it's like Jim Miller has I think almost 57 fights, I think, if that, yeah. So this guy's an ultra vet, but losing to Chase Hooper is not a good look. Losing to King Green isn't terrible. He beat Damon Jackson by submission, Gabriel Benitez by submission. He's still got power, and he still can be dangerous with his guillotines, etc. His jiu-jitsu is really solid. But the thing with Jared Gordon, Jim Miller, is that I just don't like the way he's reacting to shots now, and I don't like the way that he's just, I don't know, he can be out grappled. And I just feel like Jared Gordon is just, he's a hybrid, and I feel like he can make it ugly. This could be potentially close just because they're both not exactly spring chickens, but Jared Gordon is just, I just feel like he's young. Oh, I know he's younger. And I don't know. I feel like he's still got work to do. He TKO'd Thiago Moises, Mark Madsen, retired Mark Madsen, and then he almost beat Rafa Garcia and almost arguably beat Nasrat. So it's like you're having these close fights with these pretty high level guys. I don't know, man. I feel like this is a good spot for Gordon to win. But you never know, man. This is a crazy game, and maybe Jim Miller can turn back the clock, get a finish, or just pick up a win. So I'm gonna go Jared Gordon here. I'm gonna go Jared Gordon by decision. I feel like that's a fair prediction. It's definitely not an easy pick, just because the odds aren't very good. But I do think Jared Gordon probably wins this fight. I feel like the odds are somewhat fair, but a little too wide if you ask me just to play it. So probably gonna end up skipping this one, but we'll see. Moving on, we have Grant Dawson versus Mateus Rebecki. I'm on Grant Dawson here. I don't understand why everyone's so high on Rebecki. I know the guy has a good record. He's a marauder. He's going to come forward. He's dangerous. I get that. But the thing with Rebecca is he does not like put things together. Like his boxing is pretty rudimentary. He's got power, but he's mostly just coming forward. He's been at Poland for this last year. So Dawson knows exactly what Rebecca fights like, having trained at ATT. He has a good blueprint for him. He's not some big, lengthy Mexican who can, throw punches from weird angles. I feel like Rebecca's pretty basic. He lost to Chris Duncan. He's lost to Klein, Diego Ferreira. I just feel like if Dawson gets him down, he's going to brutalize him. He's going to submit him. So I'm on Grant Dawson here. I don't think it's pretty. I don't think that's pretty controversial. I think Dawson is just going to be the better grappler. Could he get bonked? 110% he could. His chin is horrible. But the thing with him is like you're gonna have to like catch him by surprise or something. Like Rebecca's pretty predictable, and I just feel like he can be taken down. And Dawson's got ridiculously good grappling, so I feel like this is a great spot for Dawson to shine. I think Dawson wins, and I feel like the odds are pretty fair, honestly. But I could even see people playing him at these odds, right? So I don't know, man. You guys do what you want with this information, but I am telling you right now, I am on Grant Dawson, and I think he wins this one. I think it's pretty fair. After this one, I gotta get an energy drink. I am dying here. I am. You see, my eyes are closing. It's funny too because I'm pretty well rested, but maybe I overslept. I don't know. I think Grant Dawson wins this fight. I think Grant Dawson is extremely, extremely skilled on the ground, and if you give him an opportunity to get to his positions, I feel like he's going to finish the fight. So I got to go with Grant Dawson here. And yeah, no bueno for Rebecca. So give me a second, guys. I'm going to be right back. Get myself a drink. Uh, so I just honestly with this fight, man, I just gotta trust my guns. My gut's telling me Dawson, and I'm just gonna go with it. Now, if you guys are wondering what is my favorite energy drink, which I probably you guys probably don't give a shit, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. It is this one. I don't know why, but this is so good. It is addicting. I see people drinking it on television, and I'm thinking to myself, why don't I have one in my hand right now? And I normally don't feel that way about drinks. I'm like, whatever. I'll have one eventually. But these are addicting. White Monsters are the goat of energy drinks, I would have to say. Comment below which one's your favorite, but it's going to be hard to compete with this one. Okay, we're at 32 minutes. Just want to see. Yeah, man. I think this is a Dawson fight, and I would not. Did I stop it? No. Okay, we're good. I think Dawson's gonna win. Oh no, this is gonna be embarrassing. Come on, it's dry. Ah, there you go. Got it. Oh, it did spray at me. Nothing more refreshing than a cold monster. Tremendous. Yeah, Joel Alvarez versus Yaroslav. Yeah, moving on. Joel Alvarez versus Yaroslav Amosov. I don't know who at Bet Online made the line plus 300 for Amosov, but they're likely going to get fired. This guy is almost 30 and 0. Yeah, I just think Amosov is next level when it comes to the grappling. Like, there's videos of him out grappling Hamzat. Like, this guy is ridiculously good grappling. He's not exactly great on the feet. I will say that. Yeah, all his finishes are basically from submission. I think he has one or few KO wins, but everyone knows what he's coming to do this fight. He's coming in to grapple. And I don't think submitting Neil Magny and Curtis Millender is enough to show me you're at that level, but he beat Logan Storley, who's a good wrestler. He beats, okay, I guess not that many people. To be fair to him. I mean, he beat Soldic by split. I think it's pretty. I think it's pretty fair. Uh, I think Soldic is okay. He's all right. He's definitely got KO power. He's a very very skilled fighter. He's one of a legend in the 170-pound division. But I don't know, man. I just feel like he hasn't really had that one big win, and this I feel like is that win for him. I feel like the odds are pretty fair. Joel Alvarez is a dangerous fighter. But it worries me because he had Luque out of it so many times and he just couldn't finish the fight. I don't know what that was. I don't know what to expect from him at 170. I'm used to seeing at 155 towering over people, and he's not. He's still big, but it's like I don't know, man. He got destroyed by Arman Saryukin on the ground. Damir Ismagulov had his way, so it's like I feel like this is probably a matchup where Yaroslav probably wins. So I'm gonna go Yaroslav here. I'm gonna have him winning by probably decision. I don't think he's gonna sub Alvarez. I think he's gonna out wrestle him though. Yeah, I think Amislav is he's good, but this could get sticky because I've seen him get TKO before by Jason Jackson of all people, and I know Jason Jackson's pretty good, but so is Joel Alvarez. So I just feel like Jackson's takedown defense is better, but well, you never know. Maybe Alvarez could surprise people. So I'm gonna go Amislav here, but like I said, if Alvarez somehow pulls this off, I would not be that surprised because he is a very, very skilled fighter as well. Both these guys, this is a very, very high level fight. It's a really good card, man. Like a really good card. Moving on. We have Atebia Gautier versus Ozzy Diaz. I gotta go with Gautier. What are we doing here? Like this is Gautier all day. Like Ozzy Diaz, he's coming off a win over Deshorta and Santos. I get that, but like that's it. He got TKO by Ming Yang Zhang, who's a bit of a fraud, and all his other wins are pretty trash, and he got TKO by Piper. Like he's gonna get knocked out here. I feel like this is a get back spot for Gautier after having a lackluster performance his last fight. I just feel like this is. I mean, even though he almost finished, how do you say his name? What's his name? Pulayev. He almost finished him twice. I feel like he just, I don't know, he just got outpointed at parts and people are writing him off. I just think Ozzy Diaz is not going to play that same game plan. He's going to give Gautier the fight he wants. So I think Gautier round 1 KO is probably live. Round 1, round 2, probably round 1. So I'm going to go Gautier here. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about this fight. It's pretty self-explanatory what's about to happen. But yeah, man, I just don't think Ozzy Diaz is going to pose that much of a threat to Atebia Gautier. I feel like he's pretty rudimentary. He's gonna come forward. He's gonna look to chuck some leather, and I feel like Gautier is gonna meet him right in the middle, and he's gonna show him like he's gonna. Okay, to put it crudely, they're gonna put their dicks on the table, and one's gonna get it chopped off, and I feel like that's gonna be Ozzy Diaz because you're not gonna play that game with Atebia Gautier. He's just not the guy to play that game with. So I got Gautier here, and I feel like it's pretty easy actually for Gautier in this fight. So. Tebia Gautier, round 1 KO. Not much else to say. Moving on. How many more fights? Okay, we got about 5 more. Okay, we got King Green versus Jeremy Stevens. I think King Green just schools Jeremy Stevens, honestly. Like, this guy's coming off a BKFC stunt. Hasn't really been training that much. They're both older, like 39, 40 years old. So, yeah, man. I don't know, man. Like, his last fight was BKFC. And then the one before that was Mason Jones. King Green's gonna piece him up. Like who knows where Steven's confidence is at after that Perry fight. So I'm gonna go with King Green. I feel like this is gonna be a King Green showcase fight again. Could he get caught and knocked out? 100%. Stevens has nasty KO power, but he's also not fighting at 145 anymore. So I don't think that power is gonna be as threatening. I feel like King Green has faced heavier hitters like Drew Dober, for example, Jalen Turner, for example. You know, I feel like he's done his thing. He got TKO by Mauricio Ruffy, and yeah, Lance Gibson Jr. He schooled. Split was crazy. Zell Hoover he schooled. So I don't know. I feel like he's on a winning streak right now, riding confidence. I feel like he should win this fight. Battle of the Unks. And yeah, I'm just not. I'm not sold on Steven's return. I feel like he's kind of lacking confidence right now after his last showing in BKFC, and I feel like King Green's just everything on the opposite. He's riding confidence right now. I feel like he's gonna come in, paint a beautiful picture in there, be like Picasso, and just paint the canvas with Steven's blood. Probably piece him up. Maybe get a TKO. I don't know. I just feel like he's gonna be way too fast, sharp on the feet. Probably style on Stevens. Stevens is also not exactly so big for the weight class, so he's probably gonna be pretty small. I think Green's probably just going to be bigger and use that jab and just keep Stevens at bay. So I'm gonna go with King Green here. I feel like it's a pretty easy, safe prediction, but you never know with Green's chin. Sometimes he just dies. So But I don't think that's a fight here where we got to worry about it. Even though Dust Stevens does carry power, like I said, it's his 155, not 145. So yeah, moving on. Sean Brady versus Jacqueline Buckley. This is a close fight, honestly. I am really torn with this one. I think Buckley definitely has what it takes to take out Brady. But the thing with this fight is Brady's grappling is really good. And last fight he fought with like a knee injury. It wasn't like a MCL, ACL, PCL, nothing like that. It was more so like all the grappling he's doing and having your knee on the mats. I feel like it builds up fluid or like a lot of pain. I can't remember the what's it called, the diagnosis he got, but I'm pretty sure it's something like pretty random, and I don't feel like it's going to be an issue in this fight. You know, when I bet on him last fight versus Morales, which is yeah a bad bet in hindsight, he came out with double knee sleeves. So it's like obviously I knew I was cooked, but here I don't think he will because that wasn't like a career debilitating injury. It was more so like a temporary thing, and he just decided to fight with it, thinking it wasn't going to be a big deal, and it turned out to be a big deal because he couldn't really get him down. And I think that fight would have played out the same no matter what, but. Man, Sean Brady's legit, and we've seen Buckley get taken down by Kobe Covington, Usman. I think Ruzi Boev. Actually, no, he took down Ruzi Boev. Yeah, like he's had his good performances. I don't know. I just feel like this is a good fight for Brady to impose his jiu-jitsu and grappling because I feel like once he's taken down, I feel like he is screwed. Buckley is screwed once taken down. But the thing is, he's got pretty good takedown defense, and he's a brick house, so he's going to be pretty strong. Get Brady off his hips. I don't know. I feel like this is a good fight for both guys in a way, but I'm going to lean Brady. I just feel like Brady's just riding some momentum. Not momentum, sorry. Riding some. Not riding anything, actually. Pause. I feel like he's coming with a chip on his shoulder, and that chip is coming from his last performance, where he feels like he knows that that wasn't his best self, and I feel like he's got something to prove this fight. So I do think, I know they're both coming off losses, but that's what makes this fight interesting. I think both of them need a win here to stay at the top echelon of the division, and I think Brady's gonna come for it. Could he get knocked out in the process? 100%, but I feel like Brady probably could get a sub here. Um, yeah, I gotta go lean Sean Brady ever so slightly. It is a close fight, and I would not advise people, you know, bet big on this fight. It's a pretty close fight, so yeah, I gotta go with Sean Brady here. It's a close fight, but you know, it is what it is. I gotta pick a side, and I'm gonna take Brady. So moving on, we have Alexander Volkov versus Waldo Cortez Acosta. I gotta go with Volkov here. I lean him. I know Acosta hits hard. He's on a winning streak, but man, Volkov's the man. Got to meet him at Power Slap a few years ago. He's freaking awesome. The guy's just a unit. Huge fighter. He's got pretty good grappling, honestly. He beats, in my opinion, he beat Gan pretty easily, and they robbed him. So that was a really bad decision. I feel like Costa he could probably out grapple too. I feel like he could outstrike him. He has more weapons on the feet. He's got kicks. He's got punches. Costa has to land a big bomb in order to win this fight, and if he doesn't, I feel like he's pretty screwed. Pavlovich had his way with him. DeLima had his way with him. Like people just forget that like little run he went on where it looked horrible, like where he like the Juvendera fight that was terrible. Chase Sherman fight that was terrible. Brisky he won that fight, awesome, and then Orlovsky not a good performance. Despain, whatever. This is kind of where he started getting his groove. He TKO'd Span, beat Spivak, and then Sergey Pavlovich, man. I don't know, man. I just think Pavlovich is just. I don't think he's at the level of a guy like Sergey Pavlovich, and I feel like the same way with Volkov. I feel like Volkov's just going to be too much on the feet. He's going to be big. He's going to be dangerous. He's got grappling. I just feel like there's too many ways for Volkov to win, and I don't know. I don't know. 1 second, guys. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I got family over, just trying to keep it. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is yeah, I feel like Volkov's probably gonna win. So yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just I feel I feel Costa's just too one dimensional, and if his knockout power doesn't work, he's not exactly a big volume guy, and I just feel like he's just gonna get out volumed, out grappled, and I feel like this is a good spot for Volkov. So yeah, I'm gonna go Volkov here. I feel like the odds are coming in, and I'll probably end up playing him, but we'll see. Yeah, Alexander Volkov. I don't even know. Maybe knockout, maybe decision. I don't know. Oh my goodness, I hate these buttons. Yep, moving on. We have Tatsuro Taira versus Joshua Van. I gotta go with Taira here. Like this is like Van's good. Don't get me wrong. This guy's a phenomenal fighter. He's got good takedown defense, good sprawl and brawl, good cardio, good boxing. But the thing with Van, he can be very hittable, and he can be out grappled. I know we haven't seen it much, but we also haven't seen him face the level of grappler that is Taira, because last fight ended in a fluke injury. So we don't really know how good his grappling is at the higher level. I feel like Taira and Pantoja are the best grapplers in the division. And I feel like Taira has something that Pantoja doesn't have, and that's striking. Actually, technically sound striking. So if Van cannot stuff the takedowns, he is going to get submitted. I've seen it before with Van. I know he's 16-2, which is actually pretty crazy. How many? That's activity, man. Like look at he started in 2020 as an amateur, 2021 as a pro. He fought 3 times in 2021. He fought. Holy smokes! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times in 2022. Pretty crazy. All finishes basically. Fought 2 times in 2023. And then he had a lot of canceled fights for 2024. And he still fought 4 times. And then 2025, he's fought 4 times. So it's like this guy's been mad active. So now that he's a champion, he's obviously can't be as active. But this guy is like, he's only 22. So I could see this guy. Yeah, he's like 24. He's my age. This guy could probably have, by the time he's 36, 37, he could probably have close to 50 fights. So this guy is probably going to be around a long time. But yeah, I got to go with Taira here. I don't count his last win. So if we're going off his last performance, which is actually against a teammate of Taira's, well, someone who does train with him, I think Taira is probably going to be better than Taira because he has better striking than Taira, and he's just I feel like a better fundamental MMA grappler. So I got to go with Taira here. And yeah, definitely a close-ish fight, but I'm gonna lean Taira. I think he beats Van, and I feel like with the extra training camp, that's also gonna be good for Taira. He's done some well with I think Inoue in his boxing, so I feel like he's done a lot of extra work to prepare himself for Van, and yeah, I feel like it's a good spot for him. But yeah, man, and new. I love Van, so if Van wins, I'll be happy for him, but. I gotta go with Taira here. So yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, moving on. Khamzat Chimaev versus Sean Strickland. Okay, this one pains me. Pains me to say, because I love Sean. Sean is so cool. I met him in Vegas, 2023. Super cool to me. We were talking for a while actually, for like over 40 minutes. And then I met him. He told me to come to the gym, get some work in. I did. In 2024, I took him up on it. Obviously, he's a bigger guy than me, so I couldn't get to spar him. Maybe one day I'll get to spar him. I don't know. We'll see. Probably not a great idea. He probably take me out, but whatever, man. I'm here for it. Here for the experience. Well, the thing with Sean is his jiu-jitsu and grappling are very underrated. That being said, Khamzat's grappling is the best in the division when he's fresh. So again, that being said, if he does not survive 3 rounds with Khamzat, goes without saying he's going to get finished. Whether that's TKO, submission, I don't know. I just think Khamzat's going to win. I think his grappling is next level, and I feel like Strickland gives up a lot of bad positions when he's getting up. Yes, he can scramble. I agree. Yes, he could upset somehow. Potentially. 10% chance I give him. And I feel like those odds go up as the fight goes on. So if this goes around 3, 4, 5, I feel like Strawn is very live to win this fight. The issue is I don't think it's going that long. I feel like Strickland's going to get probably submitted, knocked out, whatever, because Hamza is probably the most dangerous round one guys in the UFC, and his wrestling is legit. Yeah, man, he is next level. He's 15-0. Unlike Van, he is extremely inactive. He joined the UFC in 2020. He was active. He had 3 fights, and then from there he had 2 in 2021, 2 in 2022, 1 in 2023, 1 in 2024, and 1 in 2025. So I do think this guy's probably going to be like Khabib and probably retire early. But I don't know. I feel like Chimaev's probably going to win this fight, try to build himself a little legacy, maybe go up to 205. I don't know. But I don't know, man. The thing with Chimaev is that last round with DDP, he gassed out. I know people are saying, "Oh, that was the best cardio we've seen from Chimaev." He didn't have any resistance really. Like he didn't really have to deal with any resistance. And that's the thing, is Strickland will give you resistance. He's going to scramble. He does not settle. But in round 1 or 2, it's like Chimaev's going to have a different level of control because Usman also has that ability of not settling and making you work and this, and that. And it's like he couldn't do anything in first round. So I feel like if Strickland does not survive round 1 and 2, he's going to lose. But that goes without saying, obviously. But again, if this gets extended, those 10% goes from 10 to 25 to 50. And you never know. Maybe he can melt Chimaev. So round 3, 4, 5 TKO for Sean is extremely live. Extremely live. And I will be playing that. I'll be playing those decently small. Nothing crazy, but I have a lot of money on Chimaev. And I did that for 2 reasons. One, I think he's going to win. He's probably one of the most confident picks on the card. And 2, if Sean wins, I lose money. A lot of money. But I don't care. I'm up a lot of money on this year. So I look at it like this. I would pay money for Strickland to win. One, I love Sean, so that's a big reason why. And 2, there's so many haters of Sean that I would love to rub this in their face. Say, Sean beat Chimaev. He beat Israel Adesanya. So what are you going to say now? Are you going to say he's a bad fighter? Are you going to say he's not a legend? Are you going to say that? Because they're saying he's not a legend. He's like, and you know, that's debatable. You know, legend is a pretty exclusive club. I get it. But this guy's done a lot in the sport. He's 30-7. Most of those fights are in the UFC. He's fought the who's who, beat a lot of them. And in my opinion, that if he didn't take that Drickus fight, no one would be saying anything because that was a close fight. A lot of people thought Strickland won that first one. The second fight, he fought with a broken arm. He talked about it in a recent interview saying he couldn't even lift up his hand to block, so that's why he got head kicked so many times. You can't really judge the guy. He's actually, and how many short notice fights has he had? He beat Nasruddin Imavov on short notice. I think Brendan Allen too on short notice. He beat so many guys. Adesanya on short notice. This guy's and he's had a full camp for Chimaev. So you never know. I do think Sean has a chance. Always Sean Strickland has a chance. But Chimaev is a different beast when it comes to his grappling. And yeah, you could say, oh, well, he submitted him a bunch of times in training. Heard some things from extreme guys. So I don't want to go off of just that. But other than that, I don't know. I see areas where Hamza can exploit. And I feel like Strickland, he's training with Johnny Eblen, which is a really good training partner. Don't get me wrong. But it's the difference between Caucus-style grappling and American-style wrestling. You know what I mean? So I don't think that's, I don't feel like Extreme's training partners are enough to prepare for a guy like Chimaev. I don't know if anyone is good enough to prepare for a guy like Chimaev. You're going to have to find someone in ACA. And good luck with that because Hamzat's, Strickland calls him his daddy, Kadyrov, and Kadyrov, don't kill me for saying this, has so many guys under his control that if Sean Strickland were even in a theoretical world to reach out, not going to happen. So he doesn't really have any options. And the way Strickland speaks about, I'm not going to get political, about, Islam and Muslims and stuff, do you think any Muslim is going to help him out, to prepare for or to defeat Chimaev? Like, no. So I don't feel like he has the help he needs for this fight. But I don't know. Maybe, again, if he survives, I will have my live button ready. If I see Hamza breathing heavy, I will have my live button ready. But I just don't think it will get that long. So to make this short, it's probably one of my longer breakdowns because I'm the most interested in this fight, probably. There's a few fights, actually. I love this card. Probably one of my favorite cards of the year so far. I wish I could go to it, but I'm really focused on the July 11th card. I hope McGregor is not going to that card because that will ruin it because they're going to skyrocket the prices for no reason. I mean, I know it's Holloway versus McGregor, so I get it. But he might not even show up. So I'm getting off topic, but this is a card that if there wasn't for the 11th, I would be probably the July card. I would probably be going to this one. This is a great card, really, really good card. But yeah, man, it is what it is. Chimaev wins most likely, and yeah. So let me give you guys my fight of the card, prospect of the card. I'm gonna have to say probably either Susurkayev, which is not my favorite spot, or maybe Amasov. Amasov or Susurkayev, I'd probably say. It's hard to say Amasov's a prospect when he has 30 fights. But in the UFC, he's technically a prospect. So I don't know. I'd probably say either Amasov or Susurkayev. And then the fight of the night, I would probably say Josh Van versus Taira. Probably. Or yeah, I'd probably say that. That's probably my fight of the night, I would say. Yeah. And then the top five most confident picks. There's a lot of confident picks on this card, so might have seven. So number one, Atebia Gauthier. Number two, Hamzat Chimaev. Number three, Susurkayev. Number four, honestly, I'm gonna lower this a little bit. I'm gonna go Gordon. So Susurkayev. Number four, I would say Gordon and Green. Number four. Number five, I would have to say Ochoa. Okay, guys. So I added some. Made them tied on a few. So not seven. If you want seven, I'll go here. Six, Amasov, and Amasov, Volkov, Taira number six, and Dawson number seven. I would say that is my seven. So that's a lot of fighters there, but I'm pretty confident in this card. I think this is going to be a pretty easy parlay card, but we'll see. It always sometimes looks really good on paper, and then it turns into an apple pie shitter, and sometimes the cards that look terrible on paper turn out to be the easiest one. So I don't know. I'm just going off what I see, and what I see is a lot of opportunity for money, and props are pretty good for this card too. So tune in, join the Discord. Once again, I have to say this every single time. Don't be weird. If you're in there and you're not talking, not even saying hi, don't DM me, nothing, I will kick you out. It's not personal. I just need people that are active in there. Even once a month, just say hi. I need to know you're a real person. Okay? I don't need randoms in there. I really don't care. I don't get paid for it. So it's just my little thing to have like a little community to talk to in there. It's not meant for me to make money off you guys. I know I have a VIP section, but that's only because I try to limit bots from there. And I try to make my Discord, a little more exclusive in a way where it's like I don't want random people in there or weirdos or whatever. But other than that, anyone's welcome. And yeah, guys, just join. Links in the description, I believe, or in the bio, one of the two. And yeah, guys, I'd love to have you. And I hope you guys enjoyed this card. If I could rate this card, I'd probably say 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. Like that's a high ranking for this card. I love this card. Let me look through it again. Yeah, I'll give it a 9 out of 10, man. This is a great card. We'll see if it delivers off, because on paper it's 9 out of 10. We'll see if it delivers. But yeah, guys, like, subscribe. You know the drill. I'll catch you next time. Let's go, Sean. Pull the upset. Burn my money to the ground. I don't care. I will pay money to see Sean Strickland win this fight. It would be so satisfying, but unfortunately it's probably not going to happen. So for my fellow Sean fans, don't get your hopes up, but dream big, guys. Dream big. Anyways, like, subscribe. You know the drill. I'll catch you next time. Peace.